Make a new thing, a new X and Y axis. Okay, where is the X and Y axis going to go?
Is this the 4.3?
4.3 part 2 classwork. Yeah. It's going to go through point W. So the whole point of this yesterday, what we did is we already had a picture. Wherever the rotation point is, that's where you're drawing the Y axis and the X axis. So because it's rotating around point W, we're going to draw the Y axis and X axis going through that. Okay. So then what you're going to do is you're going to write out the new coordinates. So these coordinate points that they give you are literally only there to plot the picture. So I plotted my little picture. We are not using these points for the rule. Okay. You would use those points for the rule if it was rotating around 0, 0, but it's not. It's rotating around W. Where is W at if I move the origin to W? 0, 0. Oh, good. Turn it in. So W is 0, 0. Let's do X. X is to the left, so that's negative. How much? Anybody? Gonna be a long fifth period, y'all.
So there's
Negative 2, 0. T, if I started W, W is my 0, 0. I'm going left and I'm going up. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 2. So T is negative 4, 2. The last one I haven't done is Y. Y is over to the left 2, and then up 2. So because it's to the left, it's negative 2, positive 2. Once you have your new points, then you're going to use the rule. So the rule is 90 degrees counterclockwise. What is the rule for 90 degrees counterclockwise? Negative Y, X. So we're doing two things. We're flipping the coordinates and the front becomes negative. 10, 0, 0 change. No, so W just stays because that's the rotation point. If I flip the coordinates and the front changes the symbol, what is this going to be? Zero, negative 2. T, if I flip it and I change the front, what's it going to be? Negative 2, negative 4, because the negative stays in the back. And then what about Y? Negative 2, negative 2. Now, the only part that people are getting messed up on from yesterday is when you plot these points, you're plotting them based on the new 0, 0. So W does not change. W stays exactly where it's at. When you're plotting these points, you're going to go 0, negative 2, negative 2, negative 4. So it's kind of like imagining that like your whole graph has just shifted over. So W is basically now W prime. Thanks. X is 0, negative 2. T is negative 2, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Y is negative 2, negative 2. So because the graphs are a little smaller, I don't want you to have to try to figure out like where the heck the numbers are actually at because it's kind of like squished. So you do not have to write out your final answers today just because the graphs, I think, might be a little hard to see. Thanks. Bring your pants. So why don't you take a second, try number 8. So we're going to kind of work backwards. We're only going to do 2 together. Start by plotting your points. I feel like the graphs are a little sloppy today. Go. 0 is because we moved 0, 0 to W. So when you draw in your X and Y axis, that is now 0, 0. So leave your coordinates, and then you're basically translating them from this right to downward. So you're going to add 2 to everything. And once you get those coordinates, then you're gonna be 90. It's not proper, actually. Okay. Yeah, it's in Tuesday homework then. So for number 8, it should look like a triangle. Be nice. Yeah. Yes. -2. Yeah. So for number 8, you should have this single big triangle. We're not using the coordinates that they gave you to use the rule. You gotta, once you plot your points, you're done with these coordinates. You're gonna draw in your X and Y axis at point R. And you're gonna find the new R, the new P, the new. Shift. Yes. Yes. Okay. It's right here. I didn't hold it. Yep. Okay, so you're drawing your X and Y axis. You're not using the coordinate points they gave you. Those are changing. Let's start with the easy one. Where's R? 0, 0, because that's the new 0, 0. It's the new origin. Let me zoom into this so you can actually see my graph. So where is P? Nope. -2, 0. Good, because we went left. Everybody messes up on these still, but that's okay. I did it the first period actually. And where's that? -2, -2. So you went to the left and you went down, so that's double negatives. So now with those points, we're going to use our rule. So it's 180 degrees counterclockwise. So what's my rule? -X, -Y. 180 is nice because it's like a very easy rule. So can R change? No, because 0, 0, so it stays 0, 0. So R prime is just 0, 0. Well, it would be P prime. 2, 0. And then N prime? 2, 2. When we plot these, because it's 180, it's moving 2 quadrants. So it started down here. So it's going 1, 2. So it's going to end up on the opposite direction. So we're going to plot those. You're not using the real 0, 0. You're using like this made up imaginary one. R does not move. It stays because that's where it's spinning. 2 zeros over here. 2, 2. Bless you. And because the graphs are kind of like, the pictures are really small on these graphs. So you don't have to write out the final points because I think it's really small. So let's see. Why don't you try number 8? That will be the last one we talk about. So the y-axis, technically, your coordinate point changes, x becomes negative, y stays. Unless you start by plotting your points for number 7. I think this one's kind of like a weird shape. It's like a trapezoid or something. The what? Technically, yes, but these graphs are really small, so you don't have to. It's fine for today. If you want to, you can. That's like a really ugly looking trap. Like, yeah. Once you have your ugly little shape, then you're going to draw on your X and Y axis, wherever it says point J. So point J is where you're going to draw the line. That's you. Where is J at on this graph? 0, 0, because that's my spin point. So that's easy. So I would always start with the spin point, but technically it doesn't matter. Okay, so I got J. Let's go to K. Okay, you go right and you go up. So it's double positives. What is that? 4, 1. L, I'm going to the right. 6, 0. So, and then M, you go to the right, but you go down. 4, -4. Yes. Yeah. No. Is that classwork? Yeah. Classwork paper's your turn. Okay, so now that I have my new points, you're not using these points. Those were just to help me plot the picture. I have my new points. I have 90 degrees clockwise, which is the oddball. Usually we always go counterclockwise. This is clockwise. So it's not counterclockwise, it's clockwise. What's my rule? Y negative X. So take a second, try to change your points. You're doing two things. You're flipping the point, and then you're changing it in the back. So you flip it and you change the back symbol. You just have to simplify. So 180s are fine, but we're going to go 270 or 90. It's like awkward. That's all I need about that. So what's J? 0, 0. Noise, noise. Okay, K, if I flip it and I change the back, what is that? 1, -4. And then L was 6, 0. If I flip it and I change the back, 0, -6. And then M prime. -4, -4. When you plot these, they are based on the new X and Y axis, not your old one. So, like all the numbers, like all the problems, like on the, like, we'll cross that one in a second. So J is at 0, 0. K is at 1, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. L is at 0, -6. So straight down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then M's at -4, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So M prime is here. Beep, 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 beep. So it should look exactly the same. It's just spinning around a weird point. So it's like a little awkwardly off to the side, but that's fine. Has anybody done number 6 yet? Yeah. Has anybody done number 5? Yes, you finished it completely. Just cross out number 6. You guys can cross out number 6. So cross out number 6. You don't have to do number 6. And then when you're done, you're gonna turn it in to the bin. Because it's classwork, it's going in the bin. Yes. Yes. Let me zoom in and freeze it for the ones that I just did. And then I'll bring number 9 over to you. Freeze. There was also on Monday